Hi, everyone. I'm Susan Harrow, media coach, marketing strategist, author of Sell Yourself Without Selling Your Soul, published by HarperCollins, and CEO of PRSecrets.com, here today to talk about how to get featured in magazines. I want to answer your most pressing questions, the questions that I get asked most frequently about getting featured in magazines. And so I'm hoping that I've covered all of them for you. What is the process to get featured in major magazines? First, you need to know which magazines you would like to be featured in that focus on your business, book, product, service, or cause. Number two is you need the names and the contact information to be able to send an email to the right magazine editors. That is what we have provided for you. So you get the names and the email addresses, the contact information of all of the magazine editors in the different areas of the magazines. And then you get what's called their editorial calendars. What are editorial calendars? Those are the major themes throughout the year that the magazine is going to be focusing on from January till December. For example, of course, the December issue is going to be focused on Christmas and the holidays, right? But there's lots of other themes that magazines focus on in between. So some of the themes might be personal finance, beauty, world-changing ideas, workplace, brands that matter, big picture ideas, as well as small picture ideas, maybe something like beauty, the hottest beauty trends, or the biggest trends in pets, for example. Those are a few things that might give you the big picture and the small picture. What are the benefits of getting featured in magazines? There are quite a few. For example, once you're in print or digital, you're there forever that you can use that accolade on your website as featured in. So you can put that on your website in one of those banners. You can put the article on your website. That's also added credibility. That can go in your bio when you're speaking. That can go in your bio on your website that you've been featured in a major magazine. And that can go also on your podcast. So that is major bragging rights that put you ahead of most other people. And the other advantage of that is that once you've been in a magazine, what people perceive is that you have passed through the journalistic lens, so to speak, and jumped over that hoop to be credible. So you've been chosen above all other people to be credible, to be positioned in the magazine. So that's another really wonderful thing. Putting it actually on your website, so it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. So you pop it up on your website, you get that backlink to that very highly ranked magazine. So when people are searching for it, you come up higher in the search engines because that backlink is considered very valuable. One of the other advantages, if you're in the digital edition, is that you are there forever to be found when people search for you. Now, some people are saying print is dead and magazines are dead, but that's actually not true. There's a real resurgence in paper, and there's a resurgence in some magazines who've gone out of print coming back into print. So they often have a print version and a digital version. So you have the opportunity to get into one or both. Typically, the major stories are going into a print version, and they would also be put on their digital version. And sometimes the digital version is solo or the print version is solo. But either way, you have the name of that magazine that you can use. When you're featured in major magazines, it also gives you an advantage for your speaking engagements because that is so prestigious to be in a major magazine. So you get pushed to the top ahead of your competition. Same is true if you have a book. If you have a self-published book or you have a traditionally published book, that's also great credibility for you. The other advantage of being in a magazine is if you compare the cost of being in a magazine to the free advertising the publicity gives you, it's absolutely incredible. I'll tell you why. To even have a page in the least expensive magazine is about $20,000 for a full page. It goes up to about $95,000. So think about that kind of value for you in publicity, because you would never pay that to be advertising in a magazine. How do I get into magazines? Why would the magazine give me publicity? You need to have something that they want for their audience, for their specific audience. So they have defined their audience. In this document, we have, here is who the audience is. Here is the circulation of the magazine, so you know how many millions of people it goes out to and who their exact audience is. So then you are tailoring your pitch, and we'll talk about a pitch in a minute, but you're tailoring your pitch to exactly what the magazine and their audience needs. So no matter what you have, thinking of, it's not my business book, product, service, or cause that I'm pitching. What I'm pitching to them is what is of benefit and of most valuable of use to their audience. What does their audience need to know now, and how can I help? That's the question to frame your big picture mindset. Yes, of course, I know you want to publicize your business book, product, service, or cause, of course, and they know that too. But the first thing is to be of value to their audience. And so sometimes authors think, oh, I've got to publicize the whole book. No, you pull out maybe a little section of your book that pertains to their audience, or a particular statistic or idea or helpful thing, advice that you have for them that comes out of your book, for example. And you do the same thing with your business. It's not your whole business that you're promoting. It's like one part of your advice that you know is specific to you, that's original to you, that is entertaining, that's educational, that's and training, that really is sexy and new, or has a new kind of angle to it or a new twist to it that you give to the audience. How do I know which magazines are the best ones to pitch? You need to know who your audience is and which magazines cater to those audiences. We have separated the categories for each type of magazine. So you've got health, wealth, business, wellness, family, etc. So you want to look at those magazines that are most relevant to your topic and start with those. And then what you're going to do is look for those specific editors and the beats that they have. And the beat would be like fashion, beauty, health, wellness, business, whatever their particular beat is, or the area that they excel in. And then you choose that one editor. Typically it's one editor that's specific to you per magazine, that edits the area of the magazine that you want to get into, and you email that person. So do not, absolutely do not blanket, like put every editor and their email address into a database and just blast it out to them. They will hate you, they will ban you, and they will never look at your emails again. So that is the worst thing that you can do to get the media to absolutely ban you from existence. And they all talk too, by the way, they all talk. So if you do that, people will know about it. So be very specific, choose the editors carefully, send your emails out, and send your specific pitch angled to that magazine. So no, can you send out a pitch and blast it out to everyone? No, you want to create specific pitches for each magazine that is specific to their theme of that month, that's specific to their audience and specific to their style. What is the best way to pitch magazine editors? Fast and short. So a paragraph. You want to have a very striking headline, a headline that really stands out, that says exactly what you're going to talk about, but in a way that's going to catch their interest. And then you have what's called a paragraph pitch. Now, we have given you the ability to do that. We have all of these templates. We have 5 templates in the 100-word email to get the media to call you. So use those templates and pitch the editors with those templates. It's just fill in the blank. You can do it super simply, and it's almost done for you. So short and sweet. Then after that, if they ask for more information, you have a press release ready. A press release is an expansion of everything that you have pitched that gives them more detail. But the pitch is just, here's an idea. I wonder if it's, that I think is right for you, and here's why. How long should a pitch be? We just talked about that. A pitch should be about a paragraph. And then you want to have your bio. And then your bio relates exactly to the pitch. So you don't also just have a blanket bio. You have a bio that you modify so it's specific to the magazine and what you are pitching. What do I need to have ready before I pitch? Your website needs to be ready. All of the images that you may want to use. You want to have topics that you can talk about, your bio, and what you want is a signature story, the story of origin, why you do what you do, absolutely ready. So when they call up to interview you, some don't, some will just do it all via email, but some people will call you up. You want to have this great story that's original to you, why you started your business, book, product, service, or cause, why you do what you do, what's at the heart of it, and who it benefits. The other thing that you want to have ready is you want to have, when I'm talking about images and any other kind of collateral, those have to be top quality. So if they're not top quality, then the magazine probably won't use this. This is particularly important if you have a product, to have professional photos done in a professional environment of something that looks enticing. So, you are familiar with magazines. Take a look at magazines and the quality and the beauty that they have in each of them. And that goes for your portrait too, for a picture of you. So you want to have a picture of you with it's a book, you want to have a picture of you separately with the book and separate, the book separate, and also the book with you. And you want to have headshots and you want to have body shots. If the body is particularly, your body is particularly important in whatever you do. Say you're a baker, for example, you might have a picture of you, with a rolling pin rolling out dough, right? Like that's important. So if you're into sports, doing the sports would be important as well. If you're someone who works with children, a picture of you with children, whatever is relevant to your topic. What else do you need to have at the ready? You want topics and trends and statistics. Why? Because you want to answer the question, why is what I have, why is my offer important to the audience now? So statistics make it relevant, what's going on in the culture today, any kind of trends that you either buck a trend or you jump on a trend or you create a trend. And then the stories and the topics, like what is hot now in the media. And also you want to look to the future. What is going to be a hot topic soon? So if you can future jump, that's even more relevant to them if they haven't done anything. The other thing that you want is a twist on a topic. They may have done a topic a number of times, but you have an idea about doing that topic in a different way that adds on to a topic that they've already created. And you want to mention that, oh, you've done this topic before, and I have a little bit different take on it, or I have more information in order to make it relevant to do that topic again. Is it acceptable to pitch multiple ideas at once? Yes, it is, if that's what you want to do. So the way that would look is like you would pitch 3 ideas, but 1 line each. They would be very, very short. Instead of a paragraph covering 1 topic, you would have 3 lines. I can cover this, this, and this. What do you do if the magazine emails or calls you to try to get you to advertise? This used to happen to me all the time when I was a publicist. I would pitch ideas and then their advertising department would call me and say, why don't you spend money and advertise? And I would say, no, you know what? All of their money is going toward publicity. So just be prepared for that and don't be rude about it. Say, you can use the my line and say, my budget is devoted to publicity right now. Thank you very much. And I hope your editorial department will consider my idea. Thank you so much. I love your magazine. Can I repurpose my pitch for different magazines? Yes, as long as you change the angle and make it very specific to each magazine and make it very clear that it's tailored specifically to their audience, their style, and the kind of topics that they choose. How do I evaluate the success of my pitches over time? That's pretty easy. Are you getting a response? If you're not getting a response, you can either edit that and resend it in or try a totally different idea. What do I do if I don't hear back from an editor? You can reconnect, but you've got to give them something additional that's Michelle Tennant calls it a goodie. You want to give them something else to entice them into the idea that you're pitching. If they don't respond to that, then pitch another idea. Pitch a different month, for example. Since they've got 12 months, you might be able to fit into another month. How many times should I pitch the same editor? You can pitch the same editor over and over and over again with different ideas. Not the same idea unless you have a twist on it. If you have a twist on that idea, you can pitch the same editor, but do not keep pitching the same exact thing. You need to dress it up in a different way. When can I expect to hear back from an editor? Sometimes editors respond if it's hot and they love it, they might respond in a day to a week. Otherwise, I would give them 2 weeks before you pitched another idea or added onto your idea. Can I pitch my self-published book to be reviewed? No. Major magazines do not review self-published books, period. Sorry. Is there a difference between pitching digital editors or print editors? No, there isn't. So pitching is pitching. A great pitch is a great pitch. And if it's relevant to their audience and they love the topic, they'll respond back. Is there a difference pitching gift lists and special occasions versus just pitching a story? For gift lists, you may consider doing what's called a roundup, which is a theme-based pitch that includes lots of other products. Typically, people who are not your competitors, of course, so they can be the same type of thing, or they can be something completely different. If you're pitching jewelry, for example, you might also pitch what fashions might go, what clothes might go, what hats, gloves, and shirts might go with your jewelry in a roundup, so there's no competition. How do I prevent myself from getting overwhelmed? Depends on the kind of person you are. If you're the kind of person who likes to do a little bit each day, you set that up to do a tiny bit each day and what would make it feel like you really accomplished something. If you're the kind of person who likes to do things in batches, like me, I like to do things in couple-hour batches versus every single day. I might have a time where I have 4 hours where I do something or 2 hours where I do something, and then I feel like I complete it. So whatever works for you, figure out your timing, your energy. This might sound counterintuitive, but I suggest that you start with your least favorite magazines that are in your realm first, because then you can get your chops down. That's what I would do as a publicist too. I would call like for radio or TV, I would call the local stations or the small stations that don't have much, that didn't have such a big audience, and I would practice my pitch. And if people didn't respond to it, I would change it and go to the next batch. For me, it was batches of 10s, 20s, hundreds. Like those were lots and lots and lots of calls to experiment with that. And then when I found something that took, then I tweaked that and pitched that. So I suggest that you start with your least favorite and then move to your most favorite. So then you have the best chance of getting into the publications that you want. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any other questions that I didn't cover, please ping me and I will maybe do another video or try to answer those questions that you have so that you can move forward as fast as you can in the smartest way possible, so you create a really great relationship with the magazine editors, because you want this to be a relationship ongoing. And always send a thank you note or a special something once someone has helped you, at least a thank you note, at least an email. And I look forward to hearing about all of your great results. Talk soon. Bye-bye.